Hey everyone. So I wanted to come on here to make a video um talking about some things that have been bothering me lately. I actually filmed another video, but I just didn't like the way it looked or the way it came out. So I'm not sure if I'm ever gonna put it out or what. I might just delete it. I'm not sure. Um So I wanted to just come on here and talk about some things that have been bothering me. Um, I had put a video up on my blog video. I put up a blog post yesterday that I'll link below about my anxiety and my depression and that I've been struggling with it lately. I don't know how to come out and like kind of start this. It's a little weird. But so yesterday wasn't really a good day for me. I was at work, one of my jobs that I'm not really too happy about. And that other video that I filmed was actually talking about that. But I was at work and I just wasn't having a good day. I was feeling really, really depressed and sad. But even before work yesterday, I've just been having these feelings of like serious depression and anxiety, and I don't know where it's coming from, and it's just been bugging me. Um, and yeah, so I was in the car today, leaving my other job, and just thinking about things and kind of where is these feelings coming up, and I had realized that like where I am at in my life right now is really good. Like things are well. They're not fantastic, but they're good. Um beginning a career that I really love. I'm meeting new people. I'm crowding out the things that I don't like to do and doing more of the things that I really like to do. And so like things are good. And when things are good over time, or for a long period of time, I get seriously anxious and worrisome. And I freak out. I feel overwhelmed. I feel scared. I feel fear. And I don't know how to deal with it. So I don't even know how to like say this, but so yesterday just, I was sitting there thinking like I'm sorry, I'm in the car today, like where's this coming from? And I realized that a lot of the reasons why I feel these feelings really started from when I was 14 and when my house burned down. And it was a very traumatic experience to deal with at 14 years old. I mean, for anyone to deal with losing all of your things. And you would think, yes, they're just things, but it's not really the concept of just losing things. It's more of the concept of losing something that is so large in your life. I mean, this is your home. This is where you go to sleep. This is where you eat. This is where you are with your family. And so it was a huge deal, and I never dealt with it. And in turn, I was never allowed to really deal with it. Now, I'm just going to say that I'm not blaming anyone for anything. In particularly, I'm not blaming my mom for raising me the way that she did. She raised me in the way that she knew she could. The only way she knew she could. And in turn, I feel that I wasn't getting the type of emotional support that I needed. Now, for my younger sibling, they got a lot of the emotional support and nurturing and catering and all those things that I feel that I lacked and that I really could have used. And so how this regards into the house burning down, I realized like that was when my feelings of being overwhelmed and anxious really stemmed from. To wake up one morning, leave your bedroom, see your home is on fire and never returning, that's fucking huge. And so I could never deal with change after that. Change was always extremely difficult. And so then afterwards, um, I couldn't handle change. And so then a few years later, we ended up moving to a new town into a house. And I moved schools, changed schools during junior high, which, if everyone knows, that's like a serious time because that's like the last 2 years of school. Like that's when, you're making memories with friends and stuff like that. And I actually liked school at the time. Like I actually thought I was gaining more friendships and, school was pretty good. And then I had to leave because my mom bought a house. Now, again, am I upset with the blessings that I've received in my life? Absolutely not. I mean, I ended up, I finally had my own room at like 16. That was a huge deal for me. My mom bought her first home as a single parent. That's a huge deal. Those are blessings. But the emotional impact was large. And so, um, again, the change was huge. And I never knew how to deal with it. And I was never really allowed to be able to truly put those emotions out there. Again, I'm not blaming her for anything, but I'm a very emotional, sensitive person. But because I am the oldest, I wasn't really, like, I couldn't show those emotions. It was more so, look, deal with it, get upset, but then you need to move on. And that part of then you need to move on has always fucked me up. I wasn't allowed to feel and cry and be upset for a good amount of time and be in my emotions. I was not allowed to be in my emotions. Now, again, when it came to my younger sibling, things were totally different. And because my mother was a younger child, I think she naturally gravitated towards him because she knew what that was like to be the younger child. She didn't know what it was like to be the oldest, to have all that pressure and responsibility on your fucking back. Put me through a lot. Did she put a lot on my shoulders? No, but I felt as though I needed to set the example. And what's the word I'm looking for? And be the person that makes my mother proud. Like that was my job. Make my mother proud. Make my mother, like that was all that I saw after a certain point in my life. Make my mother proud. So emotions and crying and all those things just were not, like, that was not happening. Now again, when I'm saying all this, I'm saying that this is my reality. This is what I know is my truth. And this is what I'm putting out there because in turn, I want to make sure and let other people know, let other girls know that I know what that was like. And it's freaking tough. So again, back to this week with the depression and the anxiety. My life is good, but there's always that fear of losing it. Like I lost my home. The same thing with my relationship with my father. It was non-existent. So that fear of change and that fear of losing everything has always stuck with me, and I didn't realize that until today. That I'm always fearful of losing everything. I'm fearful of losing my boyfriend. I'm fearful of losing my mother. I'm fearful of losing my family. I'm fearful of losing my friends, my jobs, my life. I'm fearful of that all the time. And I constantly feel like I'm holding my breath because I'm afraid that something's going to happen, that something wrong is going to happen, and that's it. So, it sucks to feel that way. And again, I'm not blaming anyone. I'm not blaming my mom for raising me the way that she did, because in turn I am a very strong person, but the emotional repression, or having to repress my emotions for so many years, has taken a serious toll on me. And I know that if I don't release it and speak it, I'll never be a fully happy, content person. I'll never be as healthy as I deem myself to be. I mean, I could go into, just living a life where, okay, Joanna, don't cry, stop crying, move on. But how the fuck do you deal with that? How do you deal with that? Like, how, and I deserve better than that. Like, I deserve to treat myself better than that. So, that's what I went through. And could I, that's what I went through. So, coming to the age of 30 and realizing this stuff is huge. And I'm working on it. And I'm gonna work on it. I'm not gonna hold shit in because, again, I don't want to offend anyone. You know what? People shouldn't be offended if this is my reality. This is my reality. This is my truth. And that's what I know. And no one can really tell me otherwise. I mean, I think I think too many girls, I think too many young girls, especially some people that I'm close to in my life, I see this recurring pattern between us of, we always had mothers that didn't know how to nurture us emotionally. They just knew how to told us, they knew how to encourage us to be strong and keep shit in, because if you keep shit in, you can be strong and move on with your life. Like, move on, be strong, do you, forget the emotions, ignore that stuff. But you can't live like that anymore. That's the stuff that'll make you fucking sick. That's the stuff that brings about diseases. That's the stuff that makes you die at an early age from I don't know how much crap. And I don't want to live that way. I don't want to live that way. I don't want to live my life like that. So that's why I'm on here talking about these things, because I really hope in turn that some other person will watch this and say, wow, I went through that shit and I'm going to deal with it. Because if I don't deal with it, it's going to come back at me. So, yeah. That's why I'm coming on here talking about it, because I can't hold it in any longer. And I'm not going to hold shit in because I don't want to upset somebody. No, you know what? I'm sorry. This is how it is. This is how it is. This is my life. This is what I went through. And I'm sure some people are going to look at it and say, oh, I don't know what you're complaining about. You had stuff so good. What you see on the outside, you have no idea. You don't know the truth until you fucking lived it. And, I just, yeah. This is my truth. This is what I went through. This is where my anxiety and my depression stem up. And recently I had a conversation with my sibling, and when they told me that they knew I had it hard, that really got to me. Because I felt validated. I felt like, wow, someone saw that I had it tough, and they told that to me, and that meant so much. That meant so much to me, hearing that, dude, I saw that you had it hard. You had a lot on your shoulders, and for that person to say that to me, oh, wow. That meant a lot. And I know that he knows that I'm talking about him, and, I really appreciate that he said that to me. Obviously, you can tell by the tears, but that meant a lot that he said that to me, because I really felt validated. Like, I felt like, wow, I'm not fucking crazy. I'm not crazy. Like, yes, I did have a lot on my damn shoulders when you're dealing with a single parent and then another person who is not in your life, who shows up whenever the hell they want. Like, that's hard shit. And there are so many young girls that are going through that are not dealing with it, and I don't want them to go through it and not and feel as though they're alone, because they're not. You're not alone. Like, I went through that stuff, and that led to my 20s being filled with sex and drugs and who knows what, and that led to me being where I'm at now. I don't regret going through what I went through, because then I wouldn't have all these things to say that I have to say today, because I really feel that it's my purpose on this earth to help other girls not go through it as tough as I did. But I think that what I went through is the reality for way too many women. Yeah, I think it is. I think it's the reality for way too many women. I think way too many black women that were raised in single parent homes by their mothers went through the shit that I went through, especially if you're the oldest. So, yeah, it's my truth, and until I deal with it, and this is my form of therapy right here. This is the way that I'm dealing with it. This is the way that I'm handling it, is talking it out like this. Because if I don't, what kind of life am I living? Suppressing shit because I don't want to get people upset, or suppressing shit because I don't know if I should put it out there? No. You know what? I'm lucky to live in an age where we are a little, I mean, maybe to a certain extent, it's like, I don't know, but we are encouraged to put our truth out there, and I'm going to do it, and this is my way of doing it. And if I have at least one or two people, fuck that. Even if I have one person watch this and feel moved by what I'm saying, or even learn something, or if this causes them to really think back about why they may be feeling the way that they do, then I've done my job. Straight up and down. So I know this video is really long, and if you made it to the end, thank you so much for, sitting around and listening to all this stuff. I don't even know where that knocking is coming from. You'd think living in a small town it wouldn't be noisy, but that is not the case. So anyway, yeah, I honestly feel so much better talking about this, and I'm definitely going to put this video out, and I'm not apologizing for anything that I said at all. I'm not apologizing for it, because it's what I went through. And now it's time for me to heal. It's time for me to heal fully and completely and surrender all of it to the universe, and truly lived a fulfilled and happy life where I'm doing my job of helping other women, other girls my age. I know that that's my job. It's not about health and fitness and eating the right damn foods. If you don't deal with your past, if you don't bring it to the forefront and surrender all of it, you'll never move on. And I can't live like that anymore. I only have one life. One life. I'm not getting another one. I need to do this now. So thanks to everyone for watching. And, like, comment, subscribe, all that lovely stuff. Have a good Friday and a good weekend and a good day, whatever day that you're watching this, everyone. Bye.